Hello, beautiful friends and book lovers. I hope that you are all doing well. It is a bittersweet moment for me here today because this last batch of videos is going to be the last batch ever in our apartment here. Some exciting news. My husband and I just bought our first house and we are moving in next weekend. So these next 4 or 5 videos are going to be the last with my beloved fireplace mantle. If you're new here, my name is Heather, and here at Heather's Book Review, I typically love to read and review thrillers, mysteries, dramatic suspense novels with the occasional hyped up fiction novel, and I love to put them on the fireplace mantle. So I'm gonna have to come up with something cute and creative for the new house, but we are so excited to move in, and we're also 29 weeks pregnant, which is just so crazy. I don't know why I said we. I am 29 weeks pregnant, but we are expecting our first baby in June, and just a lot of exciting things coming our way this year, and we are so grateful. So today I am coming at you with a thriller review. It is Mother May I by Joshilyn Jackson. The first book I ever read by her was Never Have I Ever, and I won that off of Goodreads, and then I actually reached out to the publisher for this one, and I asked for an ARC so I could review it. Hold on, I'm looking here because I'm always paranoid that I'm gonna say the wrong publisher in my videos. Let's see. This is William Morrow, an imprint of HarperCollins. So they sent me this for my honest review, which was so great because I had super high expectations going in because I loved Never Have I Ever. I'm pretty sure that made my top 10 of 2019 video. I could be wrong, but I really enjoyed it and I had super high hopes for this one. So basically, I'm just gonna tell you what this book is about. I'm gonna read the premise to you, and then we're gonna get into all of my non-spoiler thoughts and then a spoiler section for those of us who have read. So I'm going to try to publish this video on April 6th because that's when this book's pub date is. Comes out on April 6th, and which I believe is a Tuesday. So let's just go ahead and get started with what is Mother May I. So I'm gonna read this inner flap to you here. It says, growing up poor in rural Georgia, Bree Cabot was warned by her single mother that the world is a dark and scary place. Bree rejected her mother's fearful outlook, and life has proved her right. Having married into a family with wealth, power, and connections, Bree now has all a woman could ever dream of: a loving lawyer husband, 2 talented teenage daughters, a new baby boy, a gorgeous home, and every opportunity in the world. I apologize, I will be out of breath. If you're not new here, you know, since I've been pregnant, I have just been so out of breath every time I literally talk. So yes, be warned of that. Until the day she awakens and sees a witch peering into her bedroom window, an old gray-haired woman dressed all in black who vanishes as quickly as she appears. It must have been a play of the early morning light, or the remnant of a waking dream, Bree tells herself, shaking off the bad feeling that overcomes her. Later that day, though, she spies the old woman again in the parking lot of her daughter's private school, just minutes before Bree's infant son, asleep in his car seat only a few feet away, vanishes. It happens so quickly, Bree looks away for only a second. There is a note left in his place, warning her that she is being watched. If she wants her baby back, she must not call the police or deviate in any way from the instructions that will follow. The mysterious woman makes contact, and Bree learns she too is a mother. Why would another mother do this? What does she want, and why has she targeted Bree? Of course, Bree will pay anything, do anything. He's her child. To get her baby back, Bree must complete one small but critical task. It seems harmless enough, but her action comes with a devastating price, making her complicit in a tangled web of tragedy and shocking secrets that will destroy everything she loves. And that's basically it. So there you have it. That is the premise and the book flap of what Mother May I is about. And if you're new here, I often look down and reference my notes, so I'm going to be doing that as well. So basically, like the book said, Bree wakes up in the middle of the night and she sees what she thinks is a witch peering into her window. So of course you're reading this and you're like, okay, it's not a witch, but like that's weird. She probably did see someone peering in to her window. And like the flap said, she has basically the perfect family, even though you kind of get the sense that she grew up with a mother who warned her that, life isn't always perfect and peachy. So her husband goes away on business, and then when her baby gets taken, she goes home and she finds this bag on her doorstep that basically has like a burner phone and these instructions that the inside flap referenced that she needs to follow if she wants to get her son back. So I will say the book starts off with a bang, right? You're like, who gave her these instructions? Is she ever going to see her kid again? Why is she being targeted out of all moms with newborns, right? Like, why is she being targeted by this woman? And basically, who is this woman? Who is behind this all? There has to be a motive, right? For almost all crimes and things. And, for basically all crimes, there typically is a motive, right? I had a hard time comparing this book to other books that I've read. It's essentially, I think it's marketed as a thriller, but I would categorize it more as a drama, a suspenseful drama. It didn't have any thriller vibes to me, really. And I would also say, while it starts off very exciting, it definitely, I would categorize this as a slow burn. The book starts off with a bang for sure, but I found myself, unfortunately, bored basically 30% onwards. I felt like it was a bit too predictable, and I felt like, I'm trying to be careful of my wording because I don't want to spoil anything, but I just felt like there were a lot of repetitive scenes that could have just been cut from the book completely. Now, it was interesting. I was reading other people's reviews on Goodreads, and a lot of people thought this was like extremely exciting, right? Like they were like gripped the whole time. I just wasn't. I don't know. I think, like in the beginning you find out that it's a kidnapping and you're like excited to figure out what the motive is. I just felt like it was very slow baby steps getting there, and it didn't really keep me intrigued at all. There wasn't really a wow factor, and unfortunately nothing stood out about the book to me. I hate to say it, but it's definitely a book that like I'll probably forget about. It's not one of those ones that like I'll keep referencing, like Verity by Colleen Hoover, where I swear I'm always thinking of that book and I'm always recommending that book. This one, not so much, just because there wasn't anything distinguishable about it, next to other dramatic suspense novels. I will say the main character, she's not terrible, and the other characters in the book are just all right? Like there's not a whole lot of depth to them, which, I typically crave while reading a novel because I like to be able to sympathize or empathize or maybe sometimes even connect with the main character. And here there just really wasn't any of that. So as I said, it is an honest review, and on both NetGalley, I also received the ARC on NetGalley as well. If you're unfamiliar, NetGalley is a website where you can request books from authors and publishers. Sometimes they're granted, sometimes they're not. But they're always in exchange for an honest review. So on Goodreads and NetGalley, I will be giving this a 2 out of 5. I feel really guilty because I loved Never Have I Ever by Joshilyn Jackson. Like, I love that book. It felt like these were written by 2 totally different authors, I'll be honest. And basically the reason for those ratings are what I've said. There wasn't any twists or turns. It was very predictable. The ending was just Whereas like the ending to her other book, Never Have I Ever, is wild. It's insane. You don't see it coming. But like here, in this book, I felt like it was just handed to you on a silver platter. Like there wasn't really anything to keep me guessing. So if you're new here, I would love if you could hit that subscribe button before you leave and that post notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new book review. I am going to go ahead and get into the book chat part of the video for those of us who have read. I really thought there was going to be some sort of twist, you guys. Like maybe Marshall's past wife's sister or something. There was going to be like a twist with her, or that maybe Lexi wasn't really like Lexi. No, I thought that Marshall was written in there for like a reason and a purpose, and he wasn't. So I really thought there was going to be some sort of like twist with him, or like, his past wife. I did think it was a shame that her husband couldn't ever admit what he actually did was rape. He couldn't come to terms with it, and all he did was just justify himself the entire time, which was obviously really sickening. I'm glad that the book touched on, and such important topics, and, it really makes you feel like, I wonder how many other men are similar to her husband. I'm blanking on her husband's name. I know I said it in the beginning. Trey, was it? Are like Trey, where, they kind of they justify their actions with, claiming like, well, it wasn't rape, like, she wanted it or whatever, and just all that crazy stuff. I will say, like, the happy-go-lucky ending was kind of annoying too. Like, Bray just moves on with her life, and obviously Marshall's present in her life, but like, her husband gets killed, and I was just like, I don't know. Like I had said before, it just wasn't anything insanely great or gripping. And those are basically all my thoughts that I have on Mother May I. Please leave in the comments below what you thought about the book, or if you've read her other book, Never Have I Ever, and how you compared the two. I would also love to chat with you on Instagram, which is just at Heather's Book Review, and Goodreads. So follow me on those so we can chat. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next review. Bye.